What's up guys, Skiddy Fishing here. Today I'm in the Utah mountains and I'm scoping out a brand new creek here. I have no idea if there's fish here, so I'm gonna be checking it out here for a little bit and hiking. If I don't see anything, I've got a plan B backup. But this video is all about Tenkara Rod Company today. And I own a few products from them. I own the Everyday Mini Pack, I've got the Hip Pack on my side, and I also own the Kita, which I have not made a video for yet. But I've been really intrigued about a different rod for quite some time now, and that's gonna be the Beartooth. And before we really talk about that, as I got talking with the boys from TRC, they were super nice. They were like, hey man, pick out a hat and some stickers. We'd love to support your channel. And here we are today. So naturally, when I saw the hat, I had to pick the Bonneville Cutthroat Trout, the Bonneville Cutthroat Trout hat. And they've got hats for all sorts of different species. They've got Yellowstone Cutthroat, they've got Bull Trout, they've got Golden Trout, Brook Trout, different cutthroats, Apache trout, etc., etc. And the reason why this hat is so cool is if you haven't been following them, Drew and Tuna, the two main guys from Tenkara Rod Co., are doing the Western Native Trout Initiative Challenge, which is essentially like this big giant slam that's multi-state. It's basically 18 native fish within 12 states. There's some lower ends to the challenge as well to achieve for those that can't really get to every state. But they're doing the whole grand challenge of that, the Master Angler Challenge, on Tenkara rods exclusively. And they have quite a few videos out already, and it's extremely quality stuff, guys. I am honestly some of the best Tenkara content I've seen on YouTube. So go check them out. They're great dudes, and I really appreciate them for supporting the channel here. So naturally, I chose the Bonneville Cutthroat hat because, you know, being here in Utah, that's one of our primary native fish, and that's the one that we've been putting the most effort into restoring. And it's a very, very special fish to me. So big fan of the hat here. I don't know if they chose purple on purpose, but it just happens to be the Utah Jazz color, so I find that kind of a double win for me. But yeah, it fits me pretty well. It's got a snapback on it, so it's pretty much one size fits all. I wish it was a little more form-fitted up here, but honestly, this hat's probably just going to be in my man cave as a trophy. Just, I love looking at it, and but it goes to a good cause. So every time you guys purchase a hat from them, they'll actually donate proceeds specifically to the fish that's on the hat and their restoration program. So if you're in Arizona and you're like, man, I've got to contribute to the Apache trout, pick up the Apache trout hat. And so it's kind of a cool little program that they're doing. They also sent me some stickers. I've got a brown trout, brook trout, and cutthroat trout. I'm gonna put this on my drift boat. I'm very, very excited about these as well. And now let's get to it. So Tenkara Rod Company Beartooth. I mean, there is one real standout feature of this rod, and you'll see it here shortly, and you're probably already aware of what it is. But first, let's take a moment and appreciate this packaging, guys. I mean, Tenkara Rod Co. might be a little bit more expensive than some of the other companies, but they are putting like maximum detail into the little things, such as the packaging. I don't think there's a Tenkara company that does better packaging than this. Does it make the rod better? Not necessarily, but it does show that their desire is in the small things, and I do appreciate that for them. So if you bought a Tenkara rod, and let's say you'd purchase the Ready to Fish package, essentially in this flap right here, what it's gonna come with is this little bag right here. And actually, maybe we'll open that up in a second. I've got a spare tip, and then we've got the Beartooth right here. Inside this little bag, and it's again, it's kind of like the same material as most of their bags, but it's pretty cool. They gave me this this furled line. I've got some 6X tippet. I've got the little line puck that's appropriate sized for the Beartooth, and then they sent me a sample of flies in this little tin right here. So looks like a few kabaris. Something I haven't fished a lot of, but it's really good quality tied kabaris in there. So yeah, basically just came with this little sash right here. And then really, essentially the primary focus here is gonna be on this rod right here. Now Tenkara Rod Company has kind of rebranded, not rebranded, but they've actually redesigned a handful of their rods. The Beartooth rod itself is mostly unchanged, but the tube did change. So kind of a cool, again, just the details, guys, on the little stuff. I really think it's cool. So I actually thought when I bought my Kita that maybe it was kind of their premium Japanese rod, that they would only come with the neoprene sock, but actually the Beartooth came in a neoprene sock too. So I'm just gonna take a wild guess that every rod is in a style like this, which is kind of cool. I like that it's got a zipper case on it, because if you're not about the tube and you just want this in your car door, this is perfect. It protects the rod. And then of course, we've got the Beartooth right here. So again, just, you know, the cool little logo right there. It's got the Tenkara Rod Co. Faced right here. And it's got a swivel tip Lillian on it. Feels pretty good though. You know, the part that really intrigued me about this rod was the fact that it didn't have a cork handle. And if you read reviews and, you know, comments about different Tenkara rods, you're going to learn that the cork handle is essentially the preferred handle for just about everybody. But as I start collecting rods, and I'm on rod number 16 now, I'm more intrigued by rods that are fixed length, not zooms, and rods that might have unique handles like this, because why not just experiment and try everything, right? So, you know, if this is your first rod, this is going to be a really good little pack rod. And it fishes at 10 feet total. And I think that's kind of their point here is, you know, maybe take the least amount of space as possible by not having an existing cork handle on it. Now, as far as the texture goes, it is kind of like textured right here. The black kind of feels a little bit smoother, and then it's a little bit gritty right here. So I think that's, you know, the point right here is that it doesn't slide out of your hands. So we'll try and fish intentionally with some wet hands here after we release a few trout, and we'll see how that holds up with wet hands. But let's get to it, guys. I don't know how much I'm going to film right off the bat here, but the idea is to catch some trout on this rod today. And really, I do want to thank Tenkara Rod Co. so much for this opportunity. So, you know, the cool packaging doesn't necessarily make the rod better, but I just, you know, first impressions are everything for people. So, you know, you open up your front door and you get something like this. This gets you pumped up, guys. So great job on the packaging work from Tenkara Rod Co. You guys do have the best in the game. There's no doubt in my mind. Gotcha! Second one! Yes! I keep losing them. There we go. Wow. Wow. Hell yeah, dude.